What's up, everybody? Welcome to BioS3 Raw TV. So today we're gonna do something a little bit different, and I actually wish I had done this like when we started the pandemic. The pandemic happened for us. The lockdown happened like immediately. It was like they were just kind of talking about whatever, and we were like, it's not gonna happen here. And then Maryland shut down on Monday, but Virginia was still open, and I'm like, nah, it's a different state. It's not gonna happen. Then we went into the gym, and they were just like, yeah, it's done. And everything was locked down that day. We had no warning. They were just like, at 8 o'clock tonight, everything is gonna be closed. So it would have been good to actually get footage of what it was like before the lockdown, like how busy places were, people interacting. That would have been really cool, you know? But now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go by and just kind of go to the places that we normally used to go, and I don't think people understand what's going on right now. So the governor of Virginia did not extend the stay-at-home order. So we have a safer-at-home order, which means that we don't have to stay home anymore. But they're not allowing business to reopen, which doesn't make any sense. Well, certain businesses that are not.
He's giving more information on Tuesday. He's having a news conference.
He is.
And he's going to talk about what he's going to do with, especially Northern Virginia.
Okay,
If
well,
we're going to be allowed to enter phase one or not.
Well,
So it's Tuesday.
So regardless of whether we enter phase one, the stay-at-home order is done. So technically, we don't have to stay in our houses. We can do whatever we want. But the problem without the stores and stuff like that being open, there's really no place to go. There's nowhere to go. No gym, no store, no nothing. So it's like they're like, oh yeah, no more stay-at-home. Technically, we can do whatever we want. Now, some businesses realize that the stay-at-home order has expired. In places like Dick's Sporting Goods opened. So it was like...
But the businesses didn't open.
But Dick's did, because they know that the stay-at-home order is up. And they can't enforce that. They can no longer force them to stay closed once the stay-at-home order is done. Like, it's illegal. So now what's happening is, in these other states, people are now suing the governors, and they're winning. And I'm like, court's not even in session. How are they doing this? But whatever. I don't understand how it works, but they're suing the government, and the government is, the governors of these states are allowing things to open up because they have no choice. And, I think it's interesting how the stay-at-home order expired in California, and they don't know out there. Like, they don't make it apparent to you. They don't put a thing on the news that goes, stay-at-home order is done. You guys don't have to stay. They don't say that. They're hoping that you don't find out so that you stay at home. I think it's, when it started, it was very much so about protecting people, and I think it's become very political now. And it's only certain states doing it and stuff like that. And it's very obvious now what's going on, as opposed to the past where, the coronavirus was the danger. So we're gonna go check these places out, which I fully expect to be depressing. I mean, I didn't even have to see. I didn't even have to ask her a question. I knew automatically to look over, and you see the look.
I feel depressed today in general with the weather.
Yeah, the weather's not very nice.
Open. I just want my gym back, and I get it. Maybe things should be shut down. I get it. I'm good. But I still like me.
There we go. We'll be able to hear better like that.
This is just so weird.
It's weird because technically there's no stay-at-home order. It's up.
Well, it's not even about that. It's just about that this has been 3 months, and it's now officially summer, and
Right.
I'm so far out of my element and so far out of the gym that, and it's hard. Just go to the hospital every fucking day, and you look at a bunch of COVID patients. It's just like you start to get really uncomfortable, really restless.
I guess we're all getting restless now. I mean, I'm actually curious as to whether things like other than Dick's are starting to open up because they realize it too. So that's kind of what we're doing today, is trying to figure out what is and isn't open. Things bouncing everywhere because they don't tell us what is and isn't open. So it's up to us to drive everywhere we normally go just to see if shit's open, which is fucking...
But they're not supposed to be open, but some are opening anyway.
Right, but it's not that they used to not be able to be open. Now they can be open, but they don't know it.
But we're not technically in phase one, so...
But that's what's fucked up.
We're in an in-between.
When you have a stay-at-home order relieved or it's done, why you no longer have to stay at home? So that means things no longer need to be closed. So why are they pushing something like, and by the way,
under the tree over
right,
there.
we're gonna go walk around in circles outside. It doesn't make any sense. It's definitely a game being played, and I think most of it's just fed up with it. Looks like Chick-fil-A is the only one set up over here with these things, and Chick-fil-A is the one that's closed today on Sunday. So we have curbside delivery, which these signs, pay attention to these signs, because at some point these signs are gonna be gone. And of course up here it says mall closed. Takeout, curbside delivery. All right, so we're here at the Fair Oaks Mall. Now, Fair Oaks Mall for me, I come here fucking 2 or 3 times a week, to be honest with you. I eat here on the weekends, I eat my cheat meals and stuff here. Everything that Aaron and I would need that's not at the grocery store is here. And we look over here and it's got curbside pickup. Seems like Chick-fil-A is the only place that actually has parking lot set up for it and stuff like that. But I didn't expect it to be open. I really didn't. But even when the lockdown actually occurred, when I came here that Sunday, remember it was like the last cheat day I had at Five Guys? When I came here, it was actually still open. Like some of the stores are still open. Like T-Mobile was closed, Apple was closed. Remember, we went to Tyson's, remember? And just Apple was closed in that mall at that point. So it was like the stores decide on their own what they were going to do, right? So now technically the stay-at-home order is over, which means that people no longer stay at their house, they can go to their jobs. Now the fucked up part is they go, stay-at-home order is over, but we have to give you the okay to enter phase 1. Here's where I think the problem lies. I think the phases are the scam. I think the phases are the horse shit controlling people to say, well, there's no stay-at-home order, but businesses are closed. Well, people go stand in this parking lot and get infected. So why aren't you opening the businesses so people can make money? Now it becomes something political that I feel like is way different than what this thing started out as. But also, I'm starting to realize, you know, just going back to the gym myself the last 2 weeks, I don't believe that they'd be able to just open up the country at this point and just let us out. I'm telling you right now, everybody wants to get back to their lives and stuff. You don't even know what your life is anymore. You have 3 months that you've been locked down, some people a little bit longer. And integrating back into society again, you don't know whether you should wear masks, shake hands, hug. You don't even know what to do anymore. So I personally feel like these phases are to get people actually integrated back into being in society. With the lockdown, they didn't come out and say, March 1st, we're closing the country till June 1st. They came out and said, give us 2 weeks. We need 2 weeks from you to mitigate these things. We're going to go into the mitigation and we need 2 weeks. When the 2 weeks was up, they said, oh, you know what? This is working well. We need another 4 weeks. Well, that's only 6 weeks, right? So they extended another 4 weeks. Then it extended another 4 weeks. So they broke us in slowly over time to kind of adapt and get you acclimated. I'm telling you right now, this is the same shit. These phases, as much as we're frustrated with them, I really think they're for our own protection to integrate us back into society just like they integrated us out.
They're also trying to make sure there's not a spike of new cases once we do start to reopen.
You know, I do agree. They're trying to make sure it doesn't spike, but I just looked at all this data about these hospitals they built. There were hospitals not one patient ever went into. Not one.
Thank God, because we were locked down.
I get it, but not one?
That's awesome.
Let's think
Don't
about
worry,
this for a second.
we still have wave 2 and 3 to come.
I mean, this peak thing that was supposed to hit never hit. Even the peak that's happening at your hospital is not even remotely what it was going to be. And they're still locking people down. Like the worst of it is gone behind us. And even the worst of it, that's not a reason for us to be locked down what actually happened. What it could have been is why we were locked down. What it could have been with millions of people dying.
Everybody did a good job.
Was a lockdown, right?
And that's why it went as well as it did.
We're here. We have to do this, right? And now with the CDC coming out and saying, we made a mistake about this. We made a mistake. They just didn't know. They were following these models and basically making it up as they go. But now it's like, okay, all the thing has been mitigated. They have personal protection equipment everywhere. Some of the hospitals are getting stuff taken away from them. We could talk about that a million times other. But everything is back to where it should be for the hospitals. And even the stay-at-home orders have expired. So why in certain states, this is really upsetting, certain states is everything locked down? There's other states that are wide open and other states that never really locked down. I understand that there's different amounts of people in different states and they're spread out different. I get it. When you have places like Florida and those beaches, remember all those kids, they were freaking out about all those kids at the beach? Then they came out and said all those kids got coronavirus. It turned out they didn't get coronavirus. It turned out the next day they said they had coronavirus. So it's like, something is going on more now. It's not about the coronavirus anymore. I think it's a lot worse shit than that. And the people that are in this mall, I guarantee when they open it back up, how many of these stores may not open back up? There's ones in here that are not big chain stores. There are ones in here that are small mom and pop stores that they're not going to be here.
Well, people aren't going to go pouring back in either.
No,
there are a lot of people who are not going to go back in.
I didn't even think about that until yesterday. I'm like, I think we need to integrate back into society, right? So we don't know what to do. Like, I heard one person tell me that shaking hands is a thing of the past.
Yeah.
You know, like, I'm like, what do you mean? They go, yeah, everybody's going to bump elbows from now. I'm like, that's so fucking stupid. That's so far against human nature. Like,
it's just because that's what we're used to.
Right. But now, could it be? You know what I mean? Could it just be there's a time in our lives where we have to pay attention to this? When we get past this, we can shake hands again. We can hug people again.
We won't know until we get there. Probably. But we won't know until we get there.
But I do think that maybe these phases are actually to protect us. I think they're that so we don't wind up just going out and like, even the beaches and stuff this weekend have loaded up.
Oh my God.
But they're keeping them kind of separated and stuff. Could you imagine if they didn't? Maybe
so
many people would go out there and be boating accidents and fucking drownings and like, this sounds fucked up, but sunburns that people wind up in the hospital even dying from. Like people like,
there are
if you get a sunburn, you might
beaches, people are bunched up. It's pretty
and it's like,
insane.
They didn't even have weeks to integrate. They just opened the beach like, the state is open. People just ran, I'm like, fuck, this might be what it is. But this is kind of depressing to see this thing in the state that it's in. And it's open and there's no curbside delivery. I mean, there is curbside delivery, but nobody's picking up food. Nobody's ordering. It's a Sunday, right? Most people, I'd say, would stay at home on the normal weekends and stuff, but like some sad stuff. This is Aaron and I's gym, Export. In this parking lot where we're parked in now, normally, of course, this parking lot is so jacked up. Aaron and I park like where those cars are out there, beyond those cars. That's how far away we park, like beyond those cars over there. Cause it's so busy. And like this is, of course, we're on a pandemic, excuse me. we're in a pandemic, which obviously means that it's gonna be like this, but like, it's sad. Like you know?
Pretty sure we could clip that lock right off that front door.
Yeah, let's go look at the lock. Over here, we actually came by here yesterday and we filmed this for Instagram, so we came back today. This right here, the padlock, so one of two things happened. Either Export didn't pay their bill, which then the landlord decides to change shit, which I've seen that before. But also, recently, the same thing happened in California where, I don't know, did you see that, babe, when they said that? So basically, the police said, they came to the place, they gave the guy a citation, right? Second time they arrested him. They said, if you open tomorrow, we're gonna take chains. Well, they said by 8 o'clock, they'll be back with the chains, and if you open tomorrow, you'll be arrested again. And we're gonna chain the door shut. Now, if anybody is hiding inside there, we will not make a sweep of it. We will chain the door shut, and the person or persons will be in there until the pandemic is over. Now, hoping here we got all this like shakes and stuff in there, like all these protein shakes. So we'd have like actual food.
You'd have clean clothes.
Yeah, we'd be good. We got clean clothes. We got food. Like, lock me in there, motherfucker. Keep me in there for 3 months. I'll come out swole as fuck. I'll be back to bodybuilding Jerry overnight. We're living in this motherfucker. But I mean, seeing that, it's depressing, you know. Well, more I think for you than me. So I'm actually back in the gym training.
I don't have jack shit. I have myself. I have some tiny little dumbbells and some bands, and I'm doing the best I can.
Yeah.
But
how do you feel?
You.
I mean, yeah, but when you see that on the door chain like that, how do you feel about that? Like, I feel like that's going too far, no matter what it is.
No, I get it.
I mean, that looks like some shit you see in like a communist country or some shit. Like we're like a building that's closed permanently. You know what I mean?
But given what I've seen, I get it. I don't like it, but I get it. Of course, I get it. Why wouldn't I get it? No one wants this. It's just sad. It's sad because I know how I feel, and since we don't drink, I don't have a way to like. Sure, you can go on all the runs you want or walk all you want or whatever, but it's not the same as getting in there on a heavy leg day. And you actually can't use cannabis because at the hospital you're tested for drugs, so you can't even use stuff like that. Because legally, technically, you could get cannabis like in anything, but you can't use anything. But how do you de-stress when you're trying to run, or you're trying to walk, and you're trying to do your little Barbie workouts or whatever? Like, you're working on it, you're doing it, but like you can't get the same thing without the gym. It's different, and you don't. Although you're realizing it now, I didn't realize it until I actually went back to the gym. And once you actually get back into the gym, you're gonna realize it even more. You're gonna be like, fuck, I did nothing. Like trying to deadlift at home this morning with my little band around my legs. It's really depressing. Like, it made me feel worse. Right. Well, because now it's not a couple of weeks, right? We all jumped into this like we got a couple of weeks, then we'll be good. Now it's a few months. We're coming up on week 11 total. And if this thing keeps going, we could be, 4 months, 16 weeks lockdown total. If the thing keeps. If this wave comes back, we'll see what happens. But it's not good. I mean, just in terms of, never mind. Like, of course I understand. Of course I see it. Of course I get it. It's just for me personally. This is really hard on me mentally and physically. Physically, I'm staying active. I work out all the time, and I keep my diet tight. I lowered I cut my carbs. I changed my food. I'm fighting the good fight, but I'm not progressing. That's the hard part. Yeah. I think some people are already degressing, and it's really fucking with their heads. I have a few clients that are just using rubber bands. Like, I don't understand. I'm like, look, you're maintaining. Right. Because they still want to gain, or, they still want to make muscle gains. And I'm like, look, you got to overload, and we can't do it right now, and like, it's fucking with their heads because, after a couple of, few weeks, you can deal with that. Yeah, of course. But here we are 3 months, and they're like, dude, what the fuck? I feel like I'm, sitting still, and I'm like, the best thing you could do right now is sit still because you're not going to move forward. You just don't want to go backwards, which is. I know, and I should be grateful that I've maintained. Yeah, because there are a lot of people that aren't. Yep, and I have, and what's really important, but it's more at this point, even more than like besides looking in the mirror and being like, really, it's more about my mental health. Yeah. In terms of just mentally having that time to just not think, you know, and just think about your form, or think about, just put your music on and just go and be by yourself and do your thing. Man, I really like that.
Did you realize when this was starting that was going to be an issue or no?
I knew it would be after a couple weeks, but
yeah,
a couple months in, I'm like really itching because the stress at work gets higher,
right?
And you have no outlet, so you're just internally sort of building.
I'm super shocked that they don't have an actual workout facility at your.
Well, I told you it's in across
another
the
building,
street
right?
in another building. It's open for like 7 or 8 hours a day, and it's closed too.
Yeah.
So there's nowhere to go, which is just like, that's my first real problem. You know.
No, I get it, but like, you know,
it's just what I got used to. It's what my brain got used to. It's what my health got used to. That's all.
Well, it's a forced change in your life that isn't your fault. You don't want to do it, and now it's getting to the point where it's too much. It's going too far. I think all of us could agree that before it probably was a good idea to make sure that we flatten the curve. We did all the things we needed to do, but now
I have a proposal.
You know,
I think take all of that heavy leg stuff for me. Just line it up on the sidewalk, okay? Because we can have groups of 10 outside, okay? Put it on the sidewalk, and I'll just go one piece of equipment to another, do my leg day.
Guys, I just want to intervene here.
And I'll go home.
My wife.
That works, right?
Okay, listen, my wife.
Compromise.
She does surgery at a hospital.
Bargaining.
She has no clue what one of those fucking machines weigh.
Figure it out.
Like, listen, you need a fucking forklift to put these things
People need jobs. All 25 of them can do it. Fine, get a forklift.
Like ants trying to fucking carry a leaf.
Don't care. Just line them up on the sidewalk. I'll be here. Whatever you want me to wear. You want me to wear a spacesuit?
They would have to take those fucking machines apart. Like, put them back together outside.
Whatever they got it. Listen, I'm coming up with solutions. What are you coming up with?
Because you know what's going to happen?
Solutions.
Because it's been 3 months. So now what's happening is you come up with a solution. They're going to take every machine apart, put it all out here, get it all set up. The first day it's open, entering phase 3, put them back in. That's what's going to happen.
Why don't you look at this more objectively and realize that when they do open, if you take a look inside like I just did, it's not prepared.
Right.
There are no partitions up.
Well, that's the thing. They don't know.
These machines are going to need to be oiled or whatever the hell you want to call that, or however, you know, all the cables and stuff.
Right.
They haven't been used for months. There's going to have to be, every machine's going to have to be.
I don't know if somebody hasn't been in here though. You know, I'm assuming you would have to have maintenance, right? Because I've seen.
Right, but like, where's all the partitions? Look at the cardio machines.
There it is.
There's nothing different. So there's actually a lot of work to do inside.
They look so
functionally,
fucking. Look, 2020 challenge right there. Hang on.
So let's say they open tomorrow. They're not ready.
2020 challenge.
So it doesn't matter.
This 2020 challenge is getting inside the fucking gym. That's our 2020 challenge. It's actually getting inside a gym. It's cool. Oh, here comes the police.
Shit.
Checking out what we're doing, the popo. It's like, they're trying to get in the gym. Like, no, motherfucker.
Wait, if they arrest us, we could go to jail. It'd be somewhere totally different.
Wait, they might have a gym in the jail. Come back, officer. Come back, officer. I need to get my bench presses in. Alright, so the last place we're going to check on, this one makes absolutely zero sense. Over here, this is Dick's Sporting Goods. So I know it's been open since like Friday, I think. Right? Something like that? You said your friend came in here Friday?
Friday or Saturday.
So this line, which is only like maybe 30 people, 25 people, is 2 hours long to get into Dick's. Now, in one essence, I'm like, let's go to Dick's. Like, I don't even know what I need in there, but like, nothing's been open but Target, but I'm like, attached to it, right on like, it divides here, is Kohl's. And Kohl's has curbside only pickup. And I'm like, why the buildings are attached? There's a bunch of people here. Now, I don't know if for a fact they're actually asking people to park a car apart, but people are doing it on their own, I guess, I think, because there are some parked together. So they're kind of social distancing themselves. Dick's has been open for 3 days now, 3 or 4 days. They seem to be doing a bang-up business because it's the only thing that's open around here, right? So why wouldn't places like Kohl's, which is attached to it, right? And UPS, which is right over here, which I ship a lot of stuff out, especially my sneakers when I'm shipping.
It's a little hard to see,
it's hard to see, but it's right over here in this thing. If you guys can see my arm, it's right over here. That place has been open the whole time. Nobody in the place wears masks, right? So I'm like, it's not making any sense. Either open up everything or open up nothing.
But I think that, honestly, I really feel like Dick's shouldn't, like, they're the anomaly.
Well, because they know the stay-at-home order closed.
But they also know that we are not in phase 1, so they're not essential.
We just saw a police officer at the gym.
I know.
If this was not open,
if he were to come
the
over
police
here,
officers would have shut this down.
I'm just trying to tell you, I think it's the anomaly.
Well, anomaly because they understand. And the police may have come here, we don't know, and try to shut it down.
And they don't
like, hey,
sell
look,
guns anymore, so that
yourself.
doesn't make them essential. So.
But that's the whole point I'm trying to get at, babe. That's the whole thing that's going on right now. The police have not shut them down in 3 days because they can't. because the stay-at-home order is up, and it's not legal for the governors to tell anyone to keep their shit shut. However, Kohl's doesn't understand or believe that. Either they don't know about it, or they believe that Dick's is wrong. They just haven't looked up the facts themselves. It's happening in California too. They didn't tell us that it was over. I found out because I looked up what was going on, and I had to dig for it to find out what was said. The wording was so vague that the only thing that really made it stand out was the governor of Virginia said, the stay-at-home order has been lifted. It is now a safer at home advisory. And we're still entering phase 1. I'm like, wait. How could everything be lifted, but we're still, what is this phase 1? It's a totally separate thing than the lockdown. The lockdown, or the lockup, whatever you want to call it, like us safer at home or shelter at home, excuse me. That was what one thing was. This whole phase 1 thing of opening business, that really isn't what the lockdown was about. That's not what it's about at all. And the problem is people like Kohl's, who are, they're so scared that they're going to get fined. They're not worried about the people, trust me. They're not worried about that at all, because they still have people in here and doing curbside pickup on the other side. Like, they're still putting their employees in danger to make money, but they don't understand what's going on. So they say, well, fuck it, we'll just stay closed. And that's what these governors are banking on. People say, fuck it, and they stay closed. They don't know the facts. Like right now, in California, their gym's opening, and then the police walked right up to Lewis's gym, Metroflex, was in Arizona. They walked right up to him and said, hey man, as long as you're doing social distancing, you're fine. You're cool to open, right? Not part of phase 1. You're cool to open. They can't do anything about it. The police told him that. The next day, the same cop shows up and says, I have to cite you and arrest you. I was told by the mayor I have no choice. He was given instructions by the mayor to arrest him, even though it was illegal. And that's all over the news now. Lewis he's been part of our community, the bodybuilding community, for a very long time now. It's all over the news now that this guy was told by the police there's nothing they can do. I'm pretty sure the police know the laws. Told them to keep the social distancing going on. They wore masks, they cleaned the machines, they stayed 6 feet apart, they only allowed so many people in the gym by appointment. They did everything they were supposed to do. And the mayor said, you know what, I don't like your attitude. Shut it down. And the police were forced to, and technically the police do not have to enforce that, but they are, because they want to keep their jobs. They're worried about getting fired. So now it's a power play, and it's frustrating, because Aaron and I would love to go in there. I don't even know what the fuck, I mean, they sell Under Armour, and I need some new Under Armour shit. But
not only has it not moved, but people have been getting out of line and going home.
Standing out of line. And also, there's people not wearing masks in that also. So they're allowing people to enter the place without wearing masks. So
that's another thing that our governor is going to talk about Tuesday. It's expected he might say a mandatory, like we'll reopen, but mandatory mask rule is something that he may say. Just FYI.
Again, is against the law unless they provide masks for everyone all the time.
Remember yesterday at Whole Foods they had a box of masks. So maybe they may go that direction.
Like that. But also, it's they're going to find that, I think, forcing a mask on someone, it's going to wind up in court, and it's not going to happen. Even if people start doing it, they're going to bring it to court, and it's going to end that really quickly. But these kids are getting in line over here too that they're not wearing masks. I'm sitting here going, what the fuck is going on? This is like the Twilight Zone. Mm-hmm. Like, people don't know what's going on, what should and shouldn't open. Mm-hmm. Should you wear a mask? Should you not wear a mask? Is it mandatory? Is it not? Are we forced to stay in our homes? And now, today, in California, I don't know if you saw this, babe, the governor said, if you guys don't stop fucking around, we're going to go into martial law and you're going to stay home.
Oh my God.
Like, he said it today, and that was like, people really backed up, and I think that this is the big, like, things are starting to turn now, and people are getting so upset. But like, when you say, I'm going to enforce martial law on you because you're not doing what I tell you, and then the rest of the country goes, what the fuck? Like, when the rest of the country goes, what the hell are you doing? Like, it shows that something is up, right? And this is not a video about showing something else. It's just showing about how fucking weird life is, and we can't just transition back into our normal lives in one day. We can't do it. Like, we would love to open up everything, and like, Aaron and I could go to the gym, then we go to the mall and fucking buy some clothes, then we'd stop at Seasons 52 and have a steak. You know what I mean? And maybe go see a fucking movie. Go crazy that night. Go totally fucking turned up. We wind up at the movies till 11 o'clock on a fucking weekend night.
That used to be our normal Saturday.
I mean? Right. Well, if we added the movie in, we were fucking going overboard.
Yeah, movie was crazy.
If we got home at 11 o'clock on a weekend night, we were like, holy fuck, right? But what do we do? Like, are the movie theaters even going to open? Like, there's talks of like, hey, if everything's going to be online now and streamed, and you're like, I feel it's going to be a whole new world. I really do feel it's going to be a whole new world, and some of it will be better, some will be worse, but I think that life as we know it is fucking over. Life that everybody who's watching this knows it is over from this point on, and everything is going to be different. And that sucks because we didn't ask for that. We didn't vote for that as people in the whole world. We didn't ask for it. It was forced on us, and I just hope that if this whole thing is some kind of fucking charade, that the truth comes out eventually, because you just changed the world within. I snap my fingers a lot lately, huh? You changed the world like this when that fucking virus hit. So.
You snap your fingers a lot.
Yeah, like, you know what it is? When I was a kid, I couldn't do it.
Listen, it's a new. What was your
At the time of the pandemic, to be
catchphrase?
like, to learn how
You
to
have
snap
a
my fingers.
a few catchphrases where, like, if it were a drinking game, that's what I would do. I'd have my little shot of tequila and I'd just wait.
Every time I snap my fingers,
I'd be
you
like,
drink?
shit, yeah. Every day, guys, I ask him if it's time to face facts.
That's a new game. We'll call it fucking Biosphere O Snap.
Well, I'm telling you.
You guys want to play the O Snap game?
Feel like I can't wait to
Why don't
see if we
like,
face
why don't
facts
we-
today.
Why don't we? You want to do some? Want to be real?
No.
Some real talk?
No.
So yesterday we came to
No,
UPS.
because you're going to do something terrible.
No, listen. We came to UPS yesterday, right? And when we were leaving, we saw Dick's was open. We drove through the parking lot, like, holy shit. And Aaron didn't notice this, but I noticed this because I noticed shit. I noticed things very bigly on a grand scale.
Listen, if
bigger
you start talking
than
like Trump,
anyone
you're going to
has
be sleeping
ever-
in your fucking car.
Bigger than anyone's ever been big
Stop.
before, right?
Stop it.
But I saw this truck. It was like it's sitting against the fucking tree.
Let's not invite trouble.
Right?
What's wrong with you?
And the back window is ripped open. It looks like it's been broken open.
No, it's not.
And it was sitting overnight, and it's still here in the same spot. Which, let's just be real.
No. Are we facing
When
facts?
you face a fact, one fact. If you steal some shit, that's how it winds up. So let's go over there and just
No.
fucking say, yeah, let's go check it out. Come on.
Go ahead. You take your own shit.
don't
I'm
be
not
such a
going.
scaredy cat. Come
I'm
on.
not going.
Babe, just drive over there. Drive this way. This way. Go that way.
Babe,
Babe, just go. Trust me.
why are you like this?
Because I'm telling you, we're investigating, babe.
No, we're not.
We're-
We're inviting trouble.
We're in investigation mode. This truck has been here for fucking 2 days, sitting like this.
So?
See how it's parked on the line?
So?
It's parked against the tree.
So?
Something is not right about this shit. I'm telling you right now.
And what are you going to do about it?
I don't know. I'm
What are you gonna do?
investigating.
You
I'm
gonna
going to
make
do
a
an
citizen's
investigation.
arrest?
All right. So the way that this thing was parked, and I noticed it yesterday. Like, there's nothing in this fucking parking lot, right? There's literally nothing here at all. And I'm like, okay, this guy parked like way out here, and he just walked over there, right? And this guy's over here parking here to go to these joints. But this guy, this doesn't make any sense, and it's still here. And the back window looks like it's been jimmied open or broken open. Actually, the back window is broken. It's completely broken. See it? Hang on, let me zoom in. Yep, they broke the back window open. I guarantee you this fucking shit is stolen. It's got car jacks and shit in the back. We gotta go tell Erin that we figured out. She doesn't know. Hey, babe.
Would you stop it?
I want you to tell me I'm right.
No.
Come with me for a second, please.
No.
Please. Come with me, come in. Now you're gonna believe me. Like, you always think I'm fucking crazy. Like, my husband does some crazy shit.
Because you're crazy.
But no, but
What?
crazy like a
Why?
fox.
Why?
Come here, look. Come here, look. I want you to look at this back window right here.
Yeah, it's all fucked up.
No, it's broken. So they
Yeah.
smashed that fucking window,
Yeah.
and they stole this fucking truck. I guarantee it. I guarantee they stole the fucking truck.
Well, unless you want to report it.
Holy shit, they ripped the fucking... Yeah, it's... somebody stole this truck, babe. I mean, I guess maybe we should report it. Call the police. They might think we're trying to fucking get into the gym or something, though. Fucking log us up for getting in the gym. Just walked up, the back window was smashed, the inside's all torn apart. Like, it looks like somebody just left it there. Like, they stole it and left it there. You could actually, no, you can't even see it from here. See, like, where this red car is? You drive straight across over there where this white flowers are on the thing. There's a truck right there. And there goes the police officer. So we see a police officer in the fucking parking lot. And I'm like, babe. So we see a police. Sorry, we ran out of room on the phone. Had to delete a couple things. So after we're fucking with that truck, right? I'm like, should we call the police? Like, it looks like it's stolen, right? Aaron goes, there's a fucking police officer in the back of the parking lot over there. I'm like, what? So we drive up, right? There's this officer, this woman sitting in the car.
She's there right now.
She looks at me like, I jump out of the car, I run over to the car. She looks at me like I'm a fucking madman, right? She's like staring at me like, oh fuck, you know? And I was like, hi, how you doing? I said, I came up to UPS the other day. I said, actually, and I don't know why I said, I used to be private police, just so you know, like, like we're in this together, lady. And I was like, they said,
That's
we
one
found
of those moments where you're like, oh god.
I was like, we found this truck over there yesterday. I said, I didn't think UPS would turn into a trip to UPS would turn into a fucking stolen car, fucking. And she's laughing. She's laughing in our face, right? She's just like, thank you guys. I'm like, look, we're fucking bored on this fucking lockdown, so we're
We
out.
have nothing else to do.
We had nothing else
except
to do.
for
So we're investigating a stolen car over there. Fuck it. So we help you out a little bit. And she started fucking laughing
I'm like, we're just being honest. We're bored as fuck. And there's some weird like truck. Go get him. She's over there right now.
I told you, babe. I'm not fucking stupid. I know what I saw. See, a minute ago she was like, "Babe, now you just saved someone's stolen car. They're gonna get that car back to them."
Listen,
I saved someone's stolen car.
No, you didn't.
But yeah, I
listen,
totally saved it.
Fucked up. That truck is fucked up.
Well, they fucked it up. She's in the wrong spot.
No, she was there and she walked over. Wait, no, she moved. Wait, did she move?
Oh no, she's got it.
No, she's got it. She's on it.
She's on it. She got it.
Babe, she knows what she's doing. She's a professional.
She fingerprinting?
Maybe. Did you touch it?
No. Knock on the door there.
Fuck, you're determined to go to jail.
Sir?
Babe. Stop going to jail.
What are you talking about? I just helped the police. I'm basically a police officer now.
Unless they have a bench press or something, and then maybe.
Like I'm basically a police officer now, and I feel like they're gonna promote me to sergeant very soon. We drive by, and she looks at us, and she's still fucking laughing. Like
thanks.
She's like waving, like fucking laughing at us.
Like hi, like a bunch of assholes.
All right, so that's our wrap up for the day. That was our incredibly, actually, it was kind of an action-packed Sunday, right?
Action.
Compared to what we normally do, we normally watch SVU. We watch
like
a marathon
SVU.
of SVU for like 8 hours, and then if Doug's on, I watch Doug. Doug is what I call King of Queens. I love that show.
King of Queens. She should have divorced his ass. Let's just be honest.
I don't know, but what we're gonna do today is we're gonna chill for the rest of the day, wait for the phone call. When you get the phone call to identify the vehicle, and I'll be waiting for the phone call after the phone call, which would be the one offering me a job as a police officer. Probably an investigation of the auto squad.
Please save me. This is what I have to listen to and deal with all the time. I'm afraid you like touch the truck and they're like dusting her and be like, Jerry Ward stole his truck.
He did it. Like, he's so smart. He stole the truck, then told the police officer about it.
Right. He looks like a hero.
Anyways, so it started out as kind of like a, kind of a dreary day. Gloomy, dreary day. Kind of tired. Like you feel down.
I feel kind of down.
And like I've been wanting to kind of go through and see these things. I wish I got a video to compare like before to now, so you could like flip it back and forth and see how different life really is right now. But you guys get the fact, and you get the gist of it. You're in lockdown too, so I mean, it is what it is. But then that's the thing about sometimes going out of the house, right? If we stayed in the house and watched SVU today, we'd be okay. But we went out, we kind of explored a little bit what was going on. We saw some things that don't make sense, like Dick's opening. We found a stolen car. We helped a police officer. Right? Like, I mean, what the fuck, man? Like,
we did all of those.
Cool shit,
all of
man.
those things are true. You've tried to get arrested 100 times in one day.
Fuck it. We also got arrested for breaking into a gym when all we were doing was looking at it.
Impressive.
Okay, like that's okay. That's her saying we almost got arrested. Basically, a police officer drove by.
He drove by.
That's not the same thing, but I mean, because to Erin, that's being arrested. Like that's
the closest I've ever come to being arrested is that a police officer drove past me
while the gym was closed. What the fuck. Anyways, hopefully you guys had a great, weekend. Happy Memorial Day weekend, and get out there and go do some shit. Maybe you can find some cars too.